Hey guys, so here it is, build video for the Dmax. Take you run through underneath what I've done, and then I'll just show you the whole car, just do like a build video pretty much, just on the whole thing. So as you can see, it's got GU Patrol front diff. It's been flipped over, that was done by Ironhide Customs. I actually did my own, which is over here, that one there. But I just didn't trust that I had caster angles right, as I just sort of winged it, doing it on the floor. So I ended up just buying one, and yeah, this one works good. I did the bracing myself, so in there, done all that. Just a bit of flat bar and a bit of RHS, and just welded it on. Braided brake lines, they're through the whole car, front and rear. The rotors are all a 48 Patrol. It's a Roadrunner upgrade kit, so you get rotors, pads and calipers. So that's all upgraded. All new seals, bearings, everything through the diff, so it's pretty much brand new. The coils I'm running are Superior Engineering 1-inch comfort coils, and then I've got a 30mm spacer on top of that. And then these shocks are too long at the moment, but so that gap's gonna get sorted. Pro Fender 2.0 by 2-inch travel hydraulic bump stop welded in there. Wrapping around the coil tower is a PSR. It's a PSR brace slash shock mount kit. So as you can see, the shock mount's completely different to what you run on a Patrol, and it's raised shock tower as well, so it makes me run a big shock. But I got too excited, ran a 6-inch shock on a 1-inch coil, and yeah, it opens up way too big. But I measured shock lengths, and I think, I don't know, either someone sent me the wrong shock, or maybe I just measured wrong. Under here, so the front tail shaft, that's actually the Isuzu Dmax one. So it just bolts up there like normal. Down here, this little bit is actually like a 15mm spacer slash adapter to bolt straight onto the front diff, and it works fine so far. It's Superior Engineering tie rod, and up front Superior Engineering drag link and panhard. That panhard's actually for a left-hand drive Patrol, because see this bit here, I needed that for clearance around the diff pumpkin. It's normally on the other side, don't need that. And I actually had to cut this off and rotate it, because on the left-hand drive, when you get it, that will actually be sitting over here, and actually, because it twists in, it's just, yeah, well, I had to change it. Just Patrol recovery mounts on it, custom bull bar brackets to mount the X-Rocks. See it there. That's my King steering dampener. I just took it off because I just got a wheel alignment today, so I'll put that back on soon. While we're under here, engine mounts, they're all custom. Gearbox mount, so that's just custom welded onto the Patrol cross member. That's just standard. Down here, I'll go to the rear first before I explain what I've done the center. So Superior upper control arms, Superior Superflex sway bar. Don't mind oh, that one's broken. Jumbo straps are just holding the rear because them shocks are too long as well and springs fall out. But sort that out soon with some straps. They're standard rear coils with just airbags in them, and yeah, the height's good. 80 series bump stop, upgraded rear brakes, all brand new again with braided lines. And PSR long arms for the rear too. Just bought that kit. The whole chassis also got bracing over it. So engine mount to tow bar has bracing, as you can see. That's just all PSR kit. So this tail shaft on the rear, that's actually just a standard Patrol tail shaft to standard Patrol drum. What I was going to do is run a drum handbrake mounted to the chassis like that. That didn't end up working, so there's actually nothing in there. And this little shaft So that's just your Dmax uni that goes in your gearbox, and it's just a little bit of it with a custom shaft that goes to that bearing. But all that's getting taken out. I'm just going to run a one-piece tail shaft now because I don't need that handbrake setup, so it's all coming out. 4-inch stainless exhaust there, so I've got 3-inch dump, just mild steel dump, and then goes to 4-inch, all V-band as well, and splits up there, and then one each side of the tray, like that. The fuel tank for now, that's just standard 90 litre. I did want a long range, but the wait for one with the coronavirus was just stupid, and as soon as one come up for sale on Marketplace, they'd gone instantly. So I just run the standard for a bit until I get a long range. This one's actually 20 litres more than the standard Isuzu tank anyway, so it's a small long range for me. So more braided lines for the brakes there and there. Just adjustable rear panhard. I think that's the Iron Man one, not sure, I've got it second hand. More of the exhaust, it's the driver's side. Yeah, so fair bit for all the body mounts as well, so that's all custom. So there's one. I pretty much just cut every patrol mount off this chassis and just start it again. There's one there. They're all 6mm plate too, and I just cut them. Well, I got the tops laser cut. It's actually in there, they're actually a rectangle hole, so the top bits I got laser cut, and then the gussets I just cut with a grinder. And this one, just a big fancy one, see it there, just that top got laser cut as well, and I just wrapped a bit of flat bar around it. Yeah, it's pretty easy. I just measured, I had the old chassis side by side, so I just measured off that, put it on. There's a front mount, front body mount. As you can see, I put a plate behind it and then welded the mount to the plate, so that's 4mm, and all the PSR bracing's 4mm as well. I got, for these arms, they're coming out. I got superior hybrids coming, but they might be a while away. And then yeah, a little lift pump there, just so it's in for later and I want more power out of the car. Tray's alley at the moment, they're just Dun & Watson guards. Still to finish the tray, as you can see it's got no floor. I'm going to put some tanks under it first, and then I'll sheet it and paint it. It's going to get painted black. I'll just use Raptor just because it's easy and strong. For the wheels, they're 295 70/17s, they're Nitto trail grapplers. Had these for about 2 years and I've still got a fair bit of tread. I like them, they're just expensive. And I run Fuel Racing 17/9 by +20 offset rims. I like them too, but rims have to change because the front they sit too far in on the car for the front, so it hits, that there hits on the rim and also hits the brake. Right now I'm running a 30mm wheel spacer to get them out a bit, so it's the only way it's missing. I bolt them straight on, yeah, it hits. So I need to change the rims, so I just don't know what I want yet. I want probably fuel again because I like them, but see what happens. And then under there, sneaky little intercooler. That's just a big Aeroflow 600 by 300 by 100. So it's a big girl. There's a lot of cutting to make that fit, and it's not just an easy bolting job either. So you can do it if you want to pull your headlights out and trim everything around it to get that to fit in. Also, this track tie rod, as you can see, I've put a bend in it. That's to clear the sump. So it hits the sump on bump stops. But I'm changing this out, so don't criticise me because I've welded to steering components. But that's all coming out. To do something else, I might get something properly bent up. It's also a pain to get a wheel alignment too, because it's bent. You got to actually pull these knuckles off and spin them, and then you can't get it exact. So I might get something bent, so I haven't welded it, and having like an adjuster, left right thread, adjust a bit in the middle, so you can just wind it out or in. That, or change the sump. I do have another sump sitting here, because I actually have another blown up 4J, actually snapped the crank. So I might get that sump and modify it so it's a lot flatter. I'll see what happens. But that does need changing. Also, the rear diff needs changing. So I've actually got an MUX rear diff sitting at home that needs to go in, because I need ABS sensors for a Speedo. So at the moment, the Speedo doesn't work because it reads off the ABS sensors. I thought it read off the back of the gearbox like a normal car, but it doesn't. And yeah, so I cut all patrol mounts off, weld them onto the MUX diff, put it in here, and that's why I'm going to run a big one-piece tail shaft then. And the MUX diff will also give me a handbrake, because at the moment I haven't got a handbrake either. So that'll work good. Plus I can get a 4.1 Isuzu diff center for that MUX diff, which will match the front, so that'll be good. And then with these tyres, it'll bring it back to a standard car. And then also I could have used my Dmax diff, but the MUX diff is disc brake, and the discs, or the braking system and the handbrake are two separate things, where on the Dmax the same pads are for your brakes and your handbrake. And I found every time after a beach drive I was adjusting the handbrake and hated it. So, and also you don't get, your doesn't brake as good because your handbrake's backed way off because of it. So at least with the MUX diff it can flog the handbrake out, but my brakes are untouched really. So I just got to adjust the handbrake when I get to it, don't have to do it straight away. I also, with these shocks, they're the Dobinson 3-way adjustables. So you can see a little knob there, and then you got rebound. Rebound adjustment there. I've played with them a bit. I don't reckon they change much. Maybe because the car's too light. They are a bit stiff for this car. So I do need to get them revalved or something, but I actually need shorter shocks to start with, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Might get new shocks. So someone wants to swap shocks, so I got smaller ones. Need like a 600 open. I think these will have to be up around the 700s open. So see what happens there. Might get these shortened maybe. So now I got it off the hoist, I can show you what's in the engine bay. So platinum mechanical airbox. Found the only ones doing Dmax ones off the shelf, so I bought one of them. Now it's got custom airbox to turbo pipe, made that myself. That's just a few silicon bends, and it was a 90-degree 3-inch pipe that I just cut to suit. Custom intercooler pipes that I made myself. It's out a 2.5-inch alley. Custom AdRad radiator. So the Dmax radiator won't fit between the Patrol chassis. So what this is 100mm shorter. So it sits above the chassis, but it's also twice as thick. So it's a three bypass thing, whatever, where it goes through the radiator 3 times. So it works pretty good. Keeps stable 89 degrees. And because of that, custom fan shroud, which I just fabbed up myself out of some alley. That's pretty much it for under here. Just a ARB compressor. I was using that to run my diff locks when I was on the Isuzu chassis, but I haven't got diff locks now, but they will be coming. But other than that, pretty much just runs a set of plus 30 injector caps, and then the Cube Touch runs that, gets 210 horsepower, 580 Newton meters. But now, because I'm running 4:1 diff ratios on these tyres and it brings it to standard, it'll probably be more, so I'll get it retuned, see what it actually makes, and then probably get the Junior Touch added too, get a bit more power. Just a 12,000 pound winch. That's just a Ridge Rider one. I've had that for probably 5 years. Still goes. I actually like it. Pretty cheap too, 400 bucks. Cut snake flares. I don't like them. They're pain to fit, but the only things that will cover the width of the GU diff. And then just manual lock and hubs. They're just GU ones. ARB roof rack, steel one, Rigid Industries light bar. I've actually also got folding antenna brackets. So that's my UHF aerial. I've also got the same for my Selfie as well around the other side. alley tray, like I said before, and as I said, it's not finished because the tank's going under it. Just your strip LED lights, really, nothing fancy. Yeah, just your Dobinson reservoirs under there. Still finding a place to mount them, so that's not where they're staying. Then fold this one up. And that's your Selfie antenna. I think that's the metre high, so it's pretty high up. And then just a kick-ass shower tent. I'll have when I do the canopy, I'll have a hot water gas system in it, so I can use a shower tent. Inside, just a false floor. There's just stuff everywhere in it at the moment. False floor, 28 litre Waco. I've also got a 40 litre, but that'll go in the canopy. And just a subwoofer. And just some cargo things behind the seat. The roof console as well, to put stuff in. In the front, just wet seat covers. Scan gauge with the EGT and boost gauge as well. Aftermarket stereo. Got all your switches down here. UHF. That's pretty much it. I got the cube up there, so that runs me tunes. That runs me tunes, and for the car, Selfie antenna, that's the inside one. It's pretty much it inside. It's not much change as such, but yeah, it's pretty much Dmax. Oh, and this 4-inch stainless snorkel, which I had a Safari, and then someone wanted to swap because they didn't like the stainless because it's too noisy, so I swapped because it actually looks cool, but I hate it. That in the airbox is so loud, you can't even drive with the window down. I don't like it, but stuck with it now, so just deal with it. Looks better, but yeah, that's pretty much the car. Sure, there's a lot I've missed because I've done a lot to it. So last night I just drove 700 Ks in Dmax, drove from Esperance to Perth. Everything went good. Only found one thing wrong with it, and that was, oh, you can't see it, but on top of the fuel tank, it just leaks fuel out of the return line, but I'll just sort that out. It just needs a new fitting welded onto it. But yeah, I'll put up a heap of build photos after this of just when I built it, and then yeah, that'll be videos later, just some full driving stuff. I've used it heaps now that it's done, and got it up in Perth. There's heaps around here, so look forward to them.